Power supplies have always played a rather subordinate role in PC assembly, which is absurd when you consider the fact that by choosing a poor quality CPU or GPU, you would only slow down the PC, whereas by using a cheap power supply, you might have to scrap your entire PC in the worst case. With the latest generation of graphics cards and the news that they are even more power hungry, attention is finally shifting to the power supply again. But which is the right one to choose? Let's ask our power supply product manager, Christian. Hi, Christian.
Hi, Dieter.
Yeah, let's begin with the smallest power supply, the System Power 9, which we offer in wattage classes of 400, 500, 600 and even 700 watts, each with black sleeved cables or with partial modular cable management. So Christian, our cost-effective price performance champion runs with 80 plus bronze efficiency, but what else is it capable of?
The System Power 9 was originally intended solely to system integrators, large retail chains or companies that manufacture complete PCs who cut their costs stringently. So, if you want the quiet quality at a low price or want to build your parents or friends an inexpensive but safe system, it's certainly a wise decision. After all, the System Power 9 has comprehensive protections for expensive PC components against overcurrent, overvoltage, undervoltage, as well as short-circuiting, overheating and overloading, just like the basic DC to DC technology.
Well, there are people out there who seem to think the most money should be spent on CPU and GPU with as little as possible for the rest. They see that the 700 watt model of System Power 9 offers 4 PCIe Express ports, so just plug in an RTX 3080 Ti, thinking that because it only needs 350 watts, everything will work just fine. What do you say to that?
I would advise against it. The challenge for power supplies with contemporary graphics cards and processors are the spikes of peak power that occur. These can be significantly higher than the nominal 350 watts in the case of the 3080 Ti. There's a good reason why NVIDIA recommends a power supply with at least 750 watts for the 3080 Ti. The situation is similar with modern CPUs, where the power peaks can be much higher than the TDP. When you add a motherboard, 2 or 4 RAM modules, a fast PCI Express SSD, a SATA hard drive, a handful of fans, possibly a water cooling system and maybe some RGB lighting, the air starts to get very thin. If anyone is unsure about the right model to choose, I recommend the power supply calculator offered on our website.
Yeah, let's move on from the rock bottom segment and take a closer look at the best combination of quality, features and performance. While still at extremely attractive price, the Pure Power 11 from 400 to 700 watts, fully modular, partially modular or not modular at all, but now we are really shifting to the premium segment, right?
Ganz genau, exactly. We begin to take more consideration of the noise factor. A noise-optimized 120mm Be Quiet fan achieves the best possible balance between flawless cooling and very quiet operation. We are also increasing our efficiency at this point, moving up to between 92 and 93%, which lands us with the 80 plus gold standard. In addition to standard technologies, we also include active clamp and SR technology. With the Pure Power 11 FM, even LLC and SR. SR is short for synchronized rectifier, meaning that the rectification on the secondary side for the 12-volt rails is done actively by switching transistors, known as MOSFETs, instead of passive rectification with diodes, as are used in the System Power 9, and MOSFETs are more efficient. This means the power supply is a reliable companion for the latest generations of processors and graphics cards, making it a dependable candidate for a gaming PC worthy of the name.
Now let's move on to the Champions League of power supplies. The Straight Power 11 is available from 450 to 1000 watts with gold efficiency, but also from 550 to 1200 watts with platinum efficiency. Platinum, what does that mean? We are talking about an efficiency up to 94%. But what's the point of it? In comparison to the gold standard, it's just a few percent more. So why should I invest in a platinum PCU?
Higher efficiency means less energy is lost, which means less heat is generated. This results in a lower cooling requirement, which in turn makes operation quieter. Lower temperatures are easier on the components in the power supply. Higher efficiency is also easier on your wallet, with less power required.
The Straight Power 11 comes exclusively with a fully modular cable management, and I always ask myself, what makes that more expensive?
Flexibility has its price. All additional internal and external connectors mean extra cost. We may save soldering the fixed cables and the power supply, but there are additional costs for the cable management board and the power supply and the additional connectors on the cables. Not only do they cost more for the material, assembly adds more to their cost, but we spare no expense when it comes to making sure our components are quiet. That starts with the almost inaudible Silent Wing 3 fan, the oil bearing of its 6-pole motor. Then we have the funnel-shaped air intake on the PSU case, which minimizes turbulences. We added an innovative internal wire-free design. Sounds trivial, but it's very important because the lack of the cables on the DC side makes the PSU run cooler, which increases the longevity of the components, and also let the fan spin slower, make it even quieter. Thanks to these features, the Straight Power 11 is the quietest power supply we have. And with the Straight Power 11 Platinum, we add Full Bridge LLC to the technologies already mentioned. Full Bridge means that the main transformer on the primary side is controlled with 4 switching transistors, while the half bridge has only 2. This further increases the efficiency. The Straight Power 11 uses high-quality Japanese capacitors that are designed to operate at temperatures up to 105 degrees Celsius. It also complies with the ERP directive and the Energy Star guidelines. The ERP directive places special requirements on the power supply in terms of efficiency and power consumption at low loads and during standby, which are not covered by 80+ specifications.
So it's a truly high-quality power supply which is durable, efficient and above all quiet. I think it's ideal if you want to build a quiet PC that stands on the desk, a gaming build, or if you simply appreciate a really quiet working atmosphere in a shared office. And with an installed CPU air cooler, because as we all know, water cooling is quite potent at cooling, but not the quietest option. For that, the Straight Power 11 is the best choice. And now let's move on to the top of the Champions League, the undisputed best power supply that German engineers can create, the Dark Power 12.
Yeah. Does Dark Power 12? Yes, the Dark Power 12 is certainly the most efficient power supply from Be Quiet. With an extremely high efficiency of up to 95.9%, it earns the Power Supply 80+ Titanium certification. And it consumes only 0.1 watts in standby mode. In addition, the Dark Power Pro 12 is fully digitally controlled. What does this mean? Many power supplies on the market are advertised with the keyword digital, but take care, because this can mean different things. Some are analog power supplies with the digital display or with the USB or Bluetooth interface to read electrical data or adjust the fan curve. Others are termed semi-digital models that only have a digitally controlled power factor correction, PFC for short. For the Be Quiet Dark Power Pro 12, digital means completely digital, meaning complete digital control of PFC, LLC, SR, 12-volt regulation and protection circuits for an even better regulation and less ripple. In addition, the digital fan control in the Dark Power Pro 12 ensures that the fan curve is always perfectly adjusted without the need for user input. In my opinion, no other power supply can compete in terms of efficiency and stability.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Then let's talk about a patent. Inside the Dark Power 12, the Silent Wings fan is mounted on a tripod. Why does that improve the airflow significantly?
Yeah. Well, it may sound like a simple idea, but during development it wasn't so obvious at first. We realized that to align the funnel size and shape, we needed a 3-legged concept. We have ended up with such a good cooling concept, thanks also to the wireless interior, that it is impossible to hear the Dark Power 12 under normal load. In terms of pure decibels, it may be louder than the plant behind you maybe, but in terms of subjective hearing, it makes the same noise, namely nothing. In addition, we offer individually sleeved cables, only the highest quality components you can possibly get, and of course our overclocking key that gives you all the overclocking options. The Dark Power 12 has 750, 850 and 1000 watts, and the Pro version 1200 and 1500 watts. Clearly, the power supply is the most popular for cryptocurrency mining. It is absolutely reliable and delivers the very best power.
Christian, thank you very much for all your informations. It appears that we have something in our portfolio to suit every budget and type of application, and something that applies to all our product lines. Quality may have its price, but it's a good idea to invest in quality that lasts, because you can enjoy it for a very, very long time. In this sense, stay quiet.